New 4K TV? Think again. Most folks think more pixels equal better, but contrast and sound matter more. I learned this the hard way in repair calls and in my own living room. Families would buy a deal TV, then ask me why movies still looked flat. The risk is your money and your time. You pay for an upgrade and get the same old picture. Here is the catch. Many shows stream in standard dynamic range or basic HDR. Netflix only triggers Dolby Vision on the premium plan. Amazon's ad-supported tier dropped Dolby Vision and Atmos. So your fancy screen may be tone mapping everything with one static curve. That crushes highlights and muddies shadows. Lab tests and real users see this all the time. I am Ethan Cole from ApplianceAlert, and I want to save you from a bad buy. The payoff is big. Get your content, your panel, and your audio working together, and your living room feels like a theater. Fast win. If you use Netflix, open a title and look for the Dolby Vision badge. No badge, no Dolby Vision. Same idea for Atmos. Which streaming service do you use, and have you seen a Dolby Vision label on it yet? Tell me below. Dolby Vision can fix the picture, but it needs the right panel. Up next, the format that unlocks real HDR. Brand new 4K TV. Exciting. But your usual shows still look flat. You saw a demo wall at the store, so why does the same movie at home feel dull? Here's the truth. Resolution is not the upgrade by itself. The upgrade is contrast and dynamic range. Most sources do not send that extra information. Many cable channels still stream standard dynamic range. Common 4K streams fall back to basic HDR. Amazon's ad tier only gives HDR 10+ and simple 5.1 audio. Netflix only delivers Dolby Vision on the premium plan. Without Dolby Vision, your TV applies one tone map across all scenes. That is like using one brightness setting for a candle and for the sun. Details get clipped. Blacks look gray. Your action plan is simple. Open your favorite app. Pick a title that shows Dolby Vision and Atmos badges. If you do not see them, you are not getting the full experience. If you do, check that your TV also confirms it when playback starts. So, pixels are not the problem. The content format is. The key upgrade is Dolby Vision. It adapts scene by scene. Next, I will show you how that works and why creators lean on it. HDR demos look stunning on a sales floor. But normal HDR often uses one map for the whole movie. That can underexpose dark scenes or blow out bright highlights. Dolby Vision solves that by sending dynamic metadata for each scene. Think of metadata as instructions. It tells your TV how bright and how colorful to render that exact moment. Dolby says it captures every visual detail by bringing darker darks and brighter brights. In real use, this means shadow texture shows up in a cave shot, and sun glints stay crisp on a beach. Netflix originals in Dolby Vision show richer color and more detail. Reviewers also note that when the ad-free Prime tier plays a Dolby Vision stream, many TVs pop up a small Dolby Vision HDR notice. That simple overlay confirms the format is live. Fast win. When you browse, look for the Dolby Vision label right on the title screen. If it is there, your TV should switch into Dolby Vision. Dolby Vision unlocks a huge range if your panel can show it. That brings us to the screen itself. OLED and LED make light very differently. The panel choice decides how deep those shadows go. Let's compare black levels next. Dark scene on screen, and the blacks look gray. I see that often with LED backlights. They always glow a little under dark shots. OLED is different. Each pixel makes its own light and can turn off. That gives you true black. In testing, high-end mini LED sets reached about 0.03 nits of black. OLED hit around 0.0005 nits. That is roughly a 60 times gap. On paper, many LED sets tout 20,000 to 1 contrast. But because OLED black is near zero, its contrast is effectively infinite. You feel that in starfields, cave scenes, and closing credits. Blacks stay black. Colors pop without a gray haze. Real rooms matter too. Ambient light in a bright living room can cut perceived contrast by about half. Even a great panel looks worse with daylight and lamps on. So kill the glare and dim the lights when you can. Quick tip. If you shop LED, hunt for mini LED models with a lot of dimming zones. If you want the purest black, go OLED. Great picture needs great contrast. But even a perfect image is only half the theater. Now let's add immersive sound. Your TV might have left and right speakers. Real cinema sound does more. It flows around you. Dolby Atmos treats sounds like objects you can place in space. A helicopter does not just pan left to right, it passes over your head. In Classic 5.1, audio is tied to fixed channels. Atmos is object-based. Mixers can place up to 128 sound objects around and above you. The system then maps those objects to your speakers. That adds a height layer and smooth motion. Rain can fall from above. Footsteps can wrap behind you. Many platforms now deliver Atmos tracks on shows, movies, and even music. It is fast becoming the standard for premium streams. Fast win. When you shop, check the channel count on a soundbar or receiver. More channels usually means more real height cues. A top bar today can run 11.1.4. That means front, surround, and 4 height channels. So the idea is clear. Atmos adds the third dimension. The next tough question is the hardware. Can a single slim bar pull this off? Or do you need real speakers? Let's split the options. Soundbars love to brag about Dolby Atmos. They do work, but be clear on how. Most bars use upward-firing drivers that bounce sound off your ceiling. That creates the sense of height. It is clever. It is also less precise than real speakers above you. Testing groups warn that even good bars will not be as accurate or as immersive as a true home theater with an AVR and height speakers. Channel count matters. A flagship bar with sub and wireless rears might claim 11.1.4. Budget bars often top out near 5.1.2. More channels can give a fuller dome of sound, but room shape, ceiling height, and placement also matter. My take. If you have the space and budget, an AVR with in-ceiling or up-firing modules will beat a bar for placement. If you need simple and clean, a strong bar with rears and a sub is still a giant jump over TV speakers. Quick tip. If you go with a bar, pick one with real rear speakers and a sub and aim for 5.1.4 or better. If this helps, hit subscribe for weekly alerts and buying checklists. Next, let's lock in the right content from your apps. You might own the right TV and speakers, but do you have the right content? Only some services and plans send Dolby Vision and Atmos. Here is the short list. Netflix offers many originals in Dolby Vision and Atmos, but only on the 4K premium plan. Apple TV Plus streams most of its originals in 4K with Dolby Vision and Atmos by default. Disney Plus serves a large library in Dolby Vision. Amazon Prime grants Dolby Vision and Atmos only on the ad-free tier. The ad-supported tier is limited to other formats. Physical 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray discs with Dolby Vision and Atmos also work if you own a player. Streaming boxes like Apple TV 4K and many Ultra HD Blu-ray players can pass the right bitstream to your TV and receiver. Fast win. Look for the Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos icons in the app before you press play. No icons means no Dolby formats. We sorted where to get the content. Now make sure your gear actually switches into these modes. A simple cable choice or menu toggle can break the chain. Let's check your setup. Even with the right TV, bar, and apps, one wrong setting can kill the upgrade. Here's how I check the chain. Play a title that carries Dolby Vision. Many TVs flash a small Dolby Vision message when playback starts. If you do not see one, open the TV info screen to confirm the signal. For audio, many AV receivers show the input format. You want to see Dolby Atmos or Dolby True HD on discs. Use a certified high-speed HDMI cable. Plug into the HDMI port that supports the highest mode. On most newer sets, that is the HDMI 2.1 or the eARC port. Turn on eARC in the TV menu so the full Atmos bitstream can pass to your bar or receiver. On your streaming box or disc player, set audio to bitstream or auto with Atmos on. For picture, use Filmmaker or Cinema mode. Turn off noise reduction, motion smoothing, and any dynamic contrast tricks. Make sure the HDMI input is set to its enhanced format. Quick tip: start with one app, one title, one input. Verify the pop-ups and info screens, then move to the next source. Now let's talk about TV tricks that can still wreck HDR. Big numbers and ads can mislead you. Some TVs inflate contrast with fake processing. Lab tests have found panels that claimed 2000 to 1 contrast, but measured around 720 to 1 in real scenes because of backlight bleed. That is why your night shots look washed out. Room light is another silent killer. In normal living room light, perceived contrast can drop by about half, so even a strong HDR set loses punch with lamps on. Close blinds and dim lights when you want the best picture. Now the settings. To preserve true HDR, set sharpness to 0. Turn off motion smoothing and film mode. Disable dynamic or adaptive contrast in any HDR plus or vivid modes that push whites and crush black detail. Use Filmmaker or Cinema mode so color and tone tracking stay close to the creative intent. Make sure your player and TV are not stuck in a basic HDMI mode. Fast win. Build a simple rule. When a movie starts, switch to your clean HDR preset and drop the room lights. With tricks out of the way, let us decide if you even need this level of upgrade. I love OLED and Atmos, but they are not for every room or budget. If you always watch in daylight or in a bright, small room, the gains shrink. Ambient light wipes out a lot of contrast, even on an HDR panel. If you mostly watch cable, sports, or older shows, many streams will not carry Dolby Vision at all. In those cases, a good LED with strong dimming may be plenty. Cost matters. A new OLED plus a capable Atmos setup can run 2 to 3 times the price of a nice LED TV with a simple bar. If you will not use those formats often, keep your money for things you will feel every day. Many gamers also choose speed and low lag over deep HDR, and that is okay. My rule of thumb: if you love movies, watch at night, and want that theater feel, go OLED with Dolby Vision and add Atmos. If you are casual and bright room only, get a mid-range LED and a solid stereo or 3.1 bar. We have covered the picture, the sound, the content, and the settings. Time for a fast recap and your next steps. We proved the secret is not more pixels. It is the right content and the right tech working together. OLED gives you true blacks and huge contrast. Dolby Vision guides brightness and color scene by scene. Dolby Atmos adds the height and wrap that make a living room feel like a theater. Reality beats the marketing. A brand new 4K TV will look average if you feed it standard streams, use the wrong port, or leave bad settings on. Fix the pipeline, and the upgrade finally shows. Do this next. Check your apps for Dolby Vision and Atmos badges. Set your inputs to enhanced and turn on eARC. Pick Cinema or Filmmaker mode. If you are shopping, shortlist OLED or a strong mini LED, and a bar with real rears or an AVR with height speakers. I am Ethan Cole. This is Appliance Alert. If this saved you time or money, subscribe now for buyer alerts, checklists, and future comparisons. Links to tools and sources are below, and affiliate links never change the price. Thanks for watching. Which tip will you use first? Checking your content or upgrading your sound, and what will you change today?